Have you ever wondered how the convenience of personal transportation came to be? Let's embark on a journey back in time to the dawning days of the automobile. It all began in the late 18th century with a Frenchman named Nicolas-Joseph Cugnot. Cugnot, an engineer and inventor, was the brain behind the first self-propelled vehicle in 1769. This vehicle, however, wasn't anything like the sleek and speedy cars we see today. It was a steam-powered, three-wheeled carriage that moved at a leisurely pace of around 2 miles per hour. Yet it was a groundbreaking innovation that set the wheels of progress in motion. In the centuries that followed, steam-powered vehicles continued to evolve. They became more efficient, faster, and started to resemble the modern car's basic structure. But the inherent limitations of steam power, such as the need for frequent water refills and the risk of boiler explosions, posed significant challenges. Meanwhile, on the other side of the Rhine, a German inventor was about to revolutionize the world. Enter Carl Benz, a man whose name is synonymous with automotive innovation. In 1885, Benz introduced the motor wagon, the first practical car powered by an internal combustion engine. Unlike its steam-powered predecessors, Benz's motor wagon was lightweight, more reliable, and didn't require a boiler to operate. This revolutionary invention combined a petroleum-fueled engine with an integrated chassis, creating a self-propelled vehicle that could be controlled with relative ease. It was a game-changer, setting the template for the modern automobile and triggering a wave of innovation that would sweep across the globe. Benz's invention sparked an industry that would grow exponentially, transforming not just the way we travel, but also the way we live, work, and interact with the world around us. From the bustling city streets to the open countryside, automobiles have shaped our landscapes, our economies, and our cultures. This marked the beginning of the automobile era, changing transportation and society forever. And as we'll see in the scenes to come, this was just the start of a fascinating journey of innovation and evolution in the world of automobiles. As we entered the 20th century, the automobile industry experienced a massive transformation. But how did we get here? Let's go back to the year 1913. This was a pivotal year in automobile history because a man named Henry Ford introduced something revolutionary: the assembly line. This innovative production method streamlined the manufacturing process, making cars more affordable for the average person. Before this, automobiles were primarily for the affluent, but Ford's Model T, the first car to be produced on the assembly line, changed all that. It was hailed as the car for the great multitude, bringing mobility to the masses. As the century progressed, so did the evolution of car designs and features. The 1930s saw cars becoming more streamlined, with closed bodies becoming the norm. This era also marked the introduction of independent front suspension, which improved handling and ride quality. The post-war period in the 1950s and 60s was a time of prosperity and growth, and this was reflected in the cars of the era. Automobiles became larger and more luxurious, with features like power steering, power brakes, and automatic transmissions becoming standard. Safety measures also began to take center stage. Seat belts, which had been invented in the late 19th century, became mandatory in many countries in the 1960s. The end of the century saw advancements in airbag technology, making cars safer than ever before. Meanwhile, cars were also getting faster and more powerful. The muscle car era of the 1960s and 70s saw the introduction of high-performance vehicles with their roaring engines and sleek designs. The turn of the century brought about a shift in focus towards more environmentally friendly cars, with the introduction of hybrid and electric vehicles. But that's a story for another time. By the end of the 20th century, cars had become more than just a means of transportation. They were symbols of status, freedom, and personal expression. This evolution was a testament to human ingenuity and the relentless pursuit of progress, a journey that continues to this day. The 21st century brought a new era of innovation in the automobile industry. But what sparked this revolution? As the dawn of the new millennium approached, the world started to grapple with concerns over environmental sustainability. Our reliance on fossil fuels and the resulting carbon emissions became a pressing issue. The automobile industry, a significant contributor to this problem, was propelled to seek alternative fuel sources. In this search, electric power emerged as a viable solution. The concept of electric vehicles isn't new, dating back to the early 20th century. However, the lack of appropriate technology and infrastructure had previously hindered its growth. The 21st century saw a resurgence of interest in electric vehicles led by innovative companies like Tesla. Tesla, under the leadership of Elon Musk, revolutionized the perception of electric cars. No longer were they seen as slow, range-limited vehicles, but as high-performance luxury automobiles with the added benefit of zero emissions. Tesla's success sparked a global shift towards electric mobility, with several major automobile manufacturers announcing plans to transition to electric or hybrid vehicles. But the revolution didn't stop there. Along with the rise of electric vehicles, the 21st century also saw advancements in autonomous driving technology. The concept of self-driving cars, once confined to the realm of science fiction, began to take shape. Companies like Waymo, Uber, and even Tesla started investing heavily in autonomous driving research. This technology, although still in its infancy, holds immense potential. It promises safer roads, improved traffic flow, and increased mobility for individuals unable to drive. Autonomous vehicles could redefine our concept of transportation, much like the automobile did over a century ago. So, in this century, we've seen a shift from gasoline to electricity, from drivers to autonomy. These changes have been driven by a combination of environmental concerns, technological advancements, and visionary leadership. As we continue to innovate, the future of automobiles looks brighter and more sustainable than ever. With all these advancements, where is the future of cars headed? The automobile industry is a rapidly evolving entity, always in pursuit of the next big thing. Let's talk about what the future might hold. Firstly, let's consider fully autonomous vehicles. Imagine this. You're sitting in your car, but instead of gripping the steering wheel, you're leisurely sipping your morning coffee, catching up on the news, or even enjoying a good book. The car is driving itself, navigating complex city streets and making split-second decisions. It sounds like science fiction, right? But with the progress we've made in artificial intelligence and machine learning, this could be a common sight in just a few decades. Next up, shared mobility. In a world where resources are finite, the concept of owning a car might become obsolete. Instead, we might see a shift towards shared mobility services. Think of it as an Uber or a Lyft, but without a driver. You simply summon a car when you need it, and it takes you to your destination. This could greatly reduce the number of vehicles on the road, leading to less traffic and lower carbon emissions. Now let's talk about power. Electric vehicles have already made a significant impact, but there's another contender in the ring: hydrogen fuel cell vehicles. These cars use hydrogen gas to power an electric motor. Unlike conventional vehicles, they emit only water vapor and warm air. While they're still in the early stages of development, they hold great promise for a sustainable future. So, what does all this mean for society and the environment? Well, autonomous vehicles could significantly reduce car accidents, most of which are caused by human error. Shared mobility could make transportation more accessible and affordable while also reducing carbon emissions. And the continued development of electric and hydrogen fuel cell vehicles could lead to a drastic reduction in our reliance on fossil fuels. As we look forward to the future, one thing is certain: the journey of the automobile is far from over. So, we've traveled from the birth of the first self-propelled vehicle to the dawn of electric and autonomous cars. But what have we learned? Well, we've gone down the memory lane of the automobile industry, starting from the very first self-propelled vehicle. This humble invention, powered by steam and built with the barest of technologies, was a spark that ignited an entire industry. It was the seed from which grew the mighty tree of the automotive world we know today. Fast forward to the 20th century, and we witnessed a whirlwind of evolution. The automobile morphed from a luxury item for the elite to a necessity for the masses. It transformed from a simple mechanical object into a complex marvel of engineering, integrating electronics and computer systems. The car's journey through the 20th century was quite the ride, experiencing significant shifts in design, performance, and accessibility. Then came the rise of electric and autonomous vehicles, ushering in a new era of innovation. The journey transitioned from the roar of combustion engines to the silent hum of electricity. The advent of electric vehicles marked a significant turning point, challenging the status quo and pushing the boundaries of what was once thought possible. Meanwhile, autonomous vehicles emerged, promising a future where cars drive themselves, enhancing safety and convenience. And looking forward, we see a future of cars that's more exciting than ever before. We're not just talking about faster, sleeker, and more luxurious rides. We're looking at a future where vehicles are increasingly eco-friendly, where our cars are an extension of our digital lives, and where mobility takes on a whole new meaning. So, as we stand on the brink of this bold new era, it's clear that the story of the automobile is far from over. It's a story of change, of innovation, and of relentless progress. As we continue to innovate and adapt, the story of the automobile serves as a testament to human ingenuity and the endless possibilities of technology.